How gaslighting works. Gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation where one person seeks to make another doubt their perceptions, memories, or reality. This term originated from the 1944 film Gaslight, where a husband manipulates his wife into believing she is losing her sanity by subtly altering her environment and insisting that she is mistaken or delusional when she points out these changes. In real-life situations, manipulation can occur in personal relationships, workplaces, or even public spheres. It often starts subtly, with the abuser denying or questioning the victim's recollections or experiences. Over time, this can escalate to more blatant forms of manipulation, where the victim's sense of self and trust in their mind is severely eroded. The goal of the brainwasher is to gain power and control over the victim, often to cover up their wrongdoings or to maintain dominance. Manipulation works by exploiting the victim's vulnerabilities and creating a dependency on the gaslighter's version of reality. This manipulation can lead to confusion, anxiety, depression, and a diminished sense of self-worth. It is a gradual process that can be difficult to recognize, especially for those who trust and care for the gaslighter. How do you know that you're being gaslighted? Recognizing mind games can be challenging, particularly because it often occurs gradually. Here are some signs that you might be experiencing deception. 1. Constant self-doubt. You frequently question your memory, perceptions, and sanity. You may find yourself second-guessing your recollections of events and conversations. 2. Feeling confused. You often feel confused or disoriented, as if you are losing your grip on reality. This confusion can be compounded by the gaslighter's insistence that you are mistaken. 3. Apologizing excessively. You find yourself apologizing constantly, even when you haven't done anything wrong. This signifies that the intimidator has made you feel responsible for your actions and behavior. 4. Isolation. The abuser may attempt to isolate you from friends, family, or other support systems, making you more dependent on them and less likely to trust others' perspectives. 5. Making excuses for the gaslighter. You often find yourself defending or making excuses for the gaslighter's behavior, even when it is harmful or abusive. 6. Feeling inadequate. You may feel like you are never good enough and that the abuser's criticism and belittlement are justified. 7. Doubt in your judgments. You hesitate to make decisions on your own, seeking the gaslighter's approval or validation to confirm your thoughts and choices. 8. Emotional instability. You experience heightened emotions, such as anxiety, fear, and depression, which can be exacerbated by the manipulator's behavior. If you recognize these signs in your relationship, it is important to seek support from trusted friends, family, or mental health professionals. Recognizing the manipulation is the first step toward breaking free from its harmful effects. How to recognize a gaslighter? Identifying a gaslighter can be difficult, especially because they often present as caring and concerned individuals. However, there are some common traits and behaviors that can help you recognize a gaslighter. 1. Persistent denial. Manipulators frequently deny events, conversations, or promises, even when there is clear evidence. They may say things like, "That never happened," or, "You're making that up." 2. Projection. Deceivers often project their flaws, mistakes, and malicious behavior onto others. For example, they might accuse you of being manipulative or dishonest when, in fact, they are the ones exhibiting these behaviors. 3. Charm and manipulation. Gaslighters can be charming and persuasive, using their charisma to win over others and create a positive image of themselves. This charm can make it difficult to see their manipulative side. 4. Contradictory statements. Abusers may frequently change their story or contradict themselves, leaving you confused and uncertain about what is true. 5. Minimizing your feelings. Gaslighters often dismiss or trivialize your feelings and concerns, making you feel like your emotions are invalid or irrational. They might say things like, "You're overreacting," or "You're too sensitive." 6. Control and domination. Intimidators seek to control and dominate the relationship, often undermining your confidence and independence. They may dictate your actions, decisions, and even your thoughts. 7. Blame shifting. Gaslighters rarely take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they shift the blame onto you or others, making you feel guilty or responsible for their behavior. Recognizing these behaviors can help you identify a deceiver and take steps to protect yourself from their manipulative tactics. Is gaslighting ever unintentional? While intimidation is typically a deliberate form of manipulation, it can sometimes occur unintentionally. In these cases, the person may not consciously know they are undermining someone else's reality. Unintentional gaslighting can arise from 1. Ignorance. The person may genuinely believe that their perception of events is correct and that the other person's recollections are mistaken. This can happen in situations where there are differing memories or interpretations of an event. 2. Defensiveness. Sometimes, people engage in gaslighting behaviors as a defensive mechanism to protect themselves from criticism or to avoid taking responsibility for their actions. This can happen without a conscious intent to harm the other person. 3. Poor communication. Miscommunications and misunderstandings can lead to gaslighting-like behavior. When people fail to communicate effectively, they may inadvertently dismiss or invalidate each other's experiences. Even when gaslighting is unintentional, its effects can be just as damaging. It is important to address these behaviors and seek to improve communication and understanding in the relationship. Who becomes a gaslighter? Gaslighters can come from any background, and their motivations for engaging in this behavior can vary. Some common characteristics of individuals who become manipulators include 1. Narcissism. Many mind gamers exhibit narcissistic traits, such as an inflated sense of self-importance, a need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. They use manipulation to maintain their superiority and control over others. 2. Insecurity. Some abusers have deep-seated insecurities and low self-esteem. They intimidate others to feel more powerful and to bolster their sense of self-worth. 3. Past trauma. Individuals who have experienced trauma or abuse in their own lives may develop gaslighting behaviors as a coping mechanism. They may have learned these tactics from their abusers and continue the cycle of manipulation. 4. Desire for control. Gaslighters often have a strong need to control their environment and the people around them. They use gaslighting as a way to maintain dominance and prevent others from challenging their authority. 5. Learned behavior. Some people learn gaslighting behaviors from observing others, such as parents, peers, or media. They may adopt these tactics without fully understanding their harmful impact. Understanding the underlying motivations of a gaslighter can provide insight into their behavior and help in developing strategies to protect oneself from their manipulation. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to support this channel. Please share across social media platforms to reach a wider audience. How does gaslighting begin? Deception often begins subtly and gradually, making it difficult to detect in the early stages. The process typically unfolds in the following stages. 1. Idealization. At the beginning of the relationship, the gaslighter may be charming, attentive, and loving. They create a sense of trust and dependence by making the victim feel valued and special. 2. Devaluation. Once the gaslighter has established a bond, they begin to devalue the victim. This can start with small, seemingly innocuous comments or actions that make the victim doubt their perceptions. Over time, these behaviors escalate to more blatant forms of manipulation and criticism. 3. Control. As the abuser gains more control over the victim's thoughts and emotions, they become more assertive in their manipulation. They may isolate the victim from friends and family, criticize their actions and decisions, and make them feel increasingly dependent on the gaslighter's approval. 4. Reinforcement. The manipulator reinforces their manipulation through a combination of positive and negative reinforcement. They may alternate between affectionate and abusive behaviors, keeping the victim off balance and more likely to seek the gaslighter's validation. This gradual process can make it difficult for the victim to recognize the manipulation until it has become deeply ingrained in the relationship. What are a gaslighter's tactics? Gaslighters use a variety of tactics to manipulate and control their victims. Some common gaslighting tactics include: 1. Denial. The gaslighter denies events, conversations, or promises, even when there is clear evidence. This creates doubt and confusion in the victim's mind. 2. Lying. Gaslighters often lie blatantly and convincingly, making it difficult for the victim to trust their perceptions and memories. 3. Distortion. They twist or distort facts to fit their narrative, making the victim question their understanding of events. 4. Trivializing. Gaslighters downplay the victim's feelings, concerns, and experiences, making them feel insignificant or irrational. 5. Projection. They project their negative behaviors and traits onto the victim, accusing them of actions or intentions that the gaslighter is guilty of. 6. Withholding information. Intimidators may withhold important information or give incomplete answers to keep the victim in the dark and dependent on them. 7. Blame shifting. They deflect blame onto the victim, making them feel responsible for the abuser's actions and behavior. 8. Undermining. Gaslighters undermine the victim's confidence and self-esteem through constant criticism, belittlement, and ridicule. These tactics are designed to erode the victim's sense of reality and make them more dependent on the gaslighter's version of events. What's the difference between gaslighting and manipulation? While gaslighting is a form of manipulation, not all manipulation qualifies as gaslighting. Here are some key differences. 1. Intent. Gaslighting specifically aims to make the victim doubt their reality, perceptions, and sanity. Other forms of manipulation may seek to control or influence behavior without necessarily undermining the victim's sense of self. 2. Methods. Gaslighting involves a systematic pattern of denial, distortion, and deceit to create confusion and dependency. Other manipulative tactics might include guilt-tripping, bribery, or emotional blackmail, but they do not necessarily involve altering the victim's perception of reality. 3. Impact. The primary effect of gaslighting is to erode the victim's trust in themselves and their understanding of the world. Other manipulative behaviors may cause harm or distress but do not typically lead to the same level of psychological disorientation and self-doubt. Understanding these differences can help in identifying and addressing gaslighting specifically, rather than conflating it with other forms of manipulation. Leaving a gaslighter. Leaving a gaslighter can be a difficult and complex process, but it is essential for reclaiming your sense of self and well-being. Here are some steps to help you leave a gaslighter. 1. Acknowledge the abuse. The first step is recognizing that you are being gaslighted and that the behavior is abusive. This acknowledgement is crucial for taking action. 2. Seek support. Reach out to trusted friends, family, or mental health professionals for support. They can provide validation, guidance, and practical assistance. 3. Document the abuse. Keep a record of incidents, conversations, and behaviors that illustrate the gaslighting. This documentation can help you see patterns and provide evidence if needed. 4. Set boundaries. Establish clear boundaries with the gaslighter and communicate them firmly. Be prepared to enforce these boundaries consistently. 5. Create an exit plan. Develop a plan for leaving the relationship, including logistical considerations such as housing, finances, and legal matters. Ensure you have a support system in place. 6. Cut ties. Once you have left, minimize contact with the gaslighter as much as possible. This may involve blocking their phone number, email, and social media accounts. 7. Seek professional help. Consider working with a therapist to process your experiences, rebuild your self-esteem, and develop strategies for moving forward. 8. Prioritize self-care. Focus on self-care and healing. Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, and surround yourself with supportive and positive influences. Leaving a gaslighter is a challenging but empowering step toward regaining control of your life and well-being. Remember that you deserve to live in a reality where your perceptions and feelings are validated and respected. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe to our channel for more self-improvement videos. Comment below to tell us how useful you found this video. Remember to share on various social media platforms to reach a wider audience. Click the notification bell to get notified anytime we post a new video. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.